This is Callum Johnson, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
So it's no secret, Callum Johnson, of course, is one of my favourite fighters, the former British and Commonwealth light heavyweight champion and, of course, former world title challenger, where he gave Artur Beterbiev the scare of his life. And this was a very, very inactive Callum Johnson as well. So imagine how a Callum Johnson with a bit of momentum behind him would have done. Who knows, right? But either way, Callum Johnson has now signed a long-term promotional deal with Frank Warren. Now, is that a bit of a surprise? From one element, yes, but again, a lot of that is down to rumours. Rumours are that Joe Gallagher and Frank Warren don't really see eye to eye. The relationship isn't so great, which is one of the reasons why, apparently, Liam Smith left Frank Warren to go join up with Matchroom. But again, just rumours, who knows? Maybe Joe Gallagher and Frank Warren go out for Sunday lunch all the time, who knows? But from that perspective, it did surprise me a little bit, for sure. But if we were to look at it from the bigger picture, it's a very, very good move for Callum Johnson. Being that Frank Warren and his Queensberry promotion don't have a huge pool of fighters, so therefore Callum Johnson is not going to get lost in the shuffle. Over at Matchroom, due to the size of the stable and all the fighters that they've got, and of course the limited dates, Callum Johnson could, and by looks of things at times, has got lost in the shuffle. He's almost been an afterthought. We know at Matchroom, Callum Johnson's not the one that Eddie Hearn looks at to say he is the future of the light heavyweight division. He will look at the likes of Joshua Boazzi to be the one for the future of the light heavyweight division. We've heard Eddie Hearn say it before, that Joshua Boazzi could become the next pay-per-view star, all that kind of stuff. Whereas Callum Johnson seems to have been a little bit of an afterthought. Maybe that's a little bit unfair, maybe. But again, we know that the relationship between Joe Gallagher and Eddie Hearn, certainly it's almost non-existent if we're to believe what's going on over there. So maybe it's a case of Eddie Hearn isn't putting in good offers. Maybe it's a case of Joe Gallagher is being personal. Maybe some good offers are coming through, but he's not letting his fighters know. I mean, that's unlikely. But either way, I think it's a very, very good move for Callum Johnson, based on a couple of things. As I said before, he's not going to get lost in the shuffle when it comes to Frank Warren, because he doesn't have a huge pool of fighters. In fact, when you look at his light heavyweights, of course, his top light heavyweights would be Anthony Yard and Lyndon Arthur. So when these guys have their rematch, if they have their rematch, maybe Callum Johnson can squeeze in and take on the winner of that. It's a fight that people would love to see. Of course it is. But of course, when we look at Frank Warren, his history, he has a very, very tight, good relationship with the WBO. So all Callum Johnson needs to do is get a couple of wins on the bounce, and before you know it, he's going to be WBO mandatory. WBO getting a world title shot within them. But along the way, much like many of Frank Warren fighters, they will pick up the WBO trinket belts, like the WBO European title and things like that. Now, Callum Johnson says that he's moved over there due to opportunity. In other words, he's not really getting the opportunity over at Matchroom. Now, again, I don't know what kind of offers Eddie Hearn has put through. We did hear in his latest interview a couple of days ago where he has actually sent through offers to Joe Gallagher for Callum Johnson, but he hasn't heard anything back. Is that Joe Gallagher being personal? I would hope not, but I don't think so. I think Joe Gallagher, he will put business before feelings. Honestly, I do. But maybe the offers coming through are just not satisfactory to Joe Gallagher and Callum Johnson. But again, is this now going to open up the door for other Joe Gallagher fighters to leave Matchroom, such as Tasha Jonas? Maybe Liam Smith is going to go back to Frank Warren. Callum Smith, we know that Callum Smith, he manages himself, but he's trained by Joe Gallagher. But never say never, maybe he's going to hop over to Frank Warren's side. Maybe, we don't know. We do know that in recent times, Matchroom have been the ones who pay very well. Frank Warren, not so much in the grand scheme of things. Don't get me wrong, Frank Warren does pay very, very well. Of course he does, but not as much as Matchroom do. But maybe now, maybe Frank Warren's got some injection of more money from BT Sport to try and push on the boxing product on their platform. So either way, I think opportunity-wise, yeah, Callum Johnson, he's not going to get lost in the shuffle. He's not going to be second, third, fourth, fifth choice down the line when it comes to light heavyweights. Frank Warren, hopefully, he will look at putting Callum Johnson as a headliner. Oh, I told Callum Johnson this, that I believe he should be a headliner. But he does get lost, and he's almost an afterthought for a lot of boxing fans because he's not active. A lot of that inactivity is down to the fact that he has been injured. Of course it is. But when he fights, he's dangerous. He's very, very entertaining. Okay, granted, sometimes his fights are pretty quick because he just goes in there and just blasts out his opponents. But for me, I think if he's given the right opportunity to be a headliner, of course, he's going to need a pretty good dancing partner as well. But he could well be a headliner for Frank Warren. So hopefully Frank Warren has that in mind. Hopefully. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see. But either way, I think it's a good move. It's a good opportunity for Callum Johnson. I wish him the best of luck. In fact, I'll drop him a text in a couple of minutes. But either way, I think it's a very, very good move for Callum Johnson. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.